We're back with another episode on the $1 Million Challenge journey, where I started off with $1 and I'm working my way up to $1 million through gambling. So today, we got 7 days of playthrough I'm going to run through today on this video, trying to catch up the balance, get it on track. I also had a ton of bonuses and a ton of things happened with like movements of money and stuff, and some bonuses I claimed, some things I did. So you'll see the bankroll goes up a good bit in the background, like on the outside apps and the outside websites and everything. Instead of showing the bonuses in the beginning like I usually do, I'm gonna show them at the end of the video. There's like 6 minutes of footage I have to go through, so it's a lot. And I figured, for the YouTube algorithm, keep the retention, I'm gonna put that at the end of the video since it's a little bit slower. And we're gonna hop right into some gambling today. So the balance today is starting off on day 215. We're starting off at a balance of $1,512, which makes our 1% profit goal $15.12, and then our stop loss for today will be 4% of the bankroll, which is $60. So let's hop into the website and get going. All right, so we're hopping into blackjack. Let me try to get this bet in. All right, $7. So we're going for $15.12. I'm gonna try to do some live games today. I haven't played live games in a very long time, so we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go for 2 wins in blackjack. I'm gonna do a $7 hand and an $8 hand. That is 0.5% of the bankroll. Tough start with 13. It's all right. We will try to do what we can do here. But I haven't played live games in a very long time. We've been doing a lot of originals, and a couple people suggest I'd go back to live games. So I figured I haven't done it in a while, and it'd be fun to go back to it. I hope we don't get a 10 to start off. Ooh, I like that a lot. We got 20. That's a good start. I'm gonna pull up the live stats too. Okay. So live stats are up. We got $7, and I think we pushed. I missed that because I was messing around with the live stats, but yeah, it looks like we pushed. So we're gonna run that back. I guess I could do 2 hands. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty risky because if we just lose both, we could win both. I feel like if I do 2 hands, we could lose 1 though. I don't know, maybe I should do 2 hands. Make it a quick session maybe. The new shoe. I don't know if I could place a bet now since, yeah. I'll hold it and maybe we'll do 2 hands. But yeah, I figured I haven't played live games in a long time, and originals tends to be a little bit hit or miss. Dang, we got a 12. So I figured, instead of playing originals blackjack, we'd try this, change up a little bit. Hope we don't get a 10 on this. Whoa, 21? Okay, I'm liking that. Dude's got 2 aces. Now I'm playing with a very small hand here. This table was a $5 minimum, but I'm playing just very small hands because my bankroll size. I'm being strategic. We're trying to keep the bankroll as solid as a tree stump. We're just trying to keep things grounded, not lose too much. Let me get rid of this hand because I don't want to play 2 hands. We're gonna do $8 for this one. But yeah, we're trying to keep the bankroll super solid. Not trying to lose as much. Trying to keep things, grounded, protected, not risk it too much. So I'm using 0.5% bet size. We got a 20. I like that a lot. And we're just using bankroll management as best as we can to protect everything. Like I said, just keep it solid like a tree trunk, Very simple. Very simple. We're going to stand on this. I like it. We got 20 against an 8. This could be an easy win. I don't want to speak too soon. We know things can happen. They pull some crazy things. But, if we just get a quick win here, there it is, $15. $15. That was the easiest day I think we've had in a very long time. All right, we need 12 cents though. So what I'm gonna do for 12 cents is hopefully this is easy, right? We're gonna go for 12 cents on a 2x because this is the 1%. We're gonna martingale this. Okay, let's say we're gonna martingale until it hits. Luckily it hit on the second bet. We got $15.12. That's our 1% profit goal for today. I'm gonna log that in the sheet, and then we'll move on to the next 6 days of playthrough. All right, so day 215 was a win. We got our 1% profit goal of the bankroll. So that was $15.12. and now we're moving on to day 216 through day 221. And what I've been doing is risking $1 per day, just going for a crazy multiplier to protect the bankroll, like I've been talking about, trying to protect it, just move things along smoothly. A lot of things are going up in the background, so the bankroll is progressing, as you can see, very, very consistently. I'll talk about that at the end of the video and the bonuses, but we're gonna move on to 6 days of playthrough. I'm gonna risk $6, $1 for each day, and we're gonna hop back on the website and run it. Okay, so what we've been doing is, well, I basically just did this on the last episode, but I'm gonna continue it. So I started off going for every variant of coin flips. We started off in the sequence of going for 1 flip, 2 flips, 3 flips, the whole way up to 8 flips, which we hit was 250x. We hit that in the last episode, which is pretty nuts on a penny bet. But now on this, I'm gonna continue. We tried going for the 9 flips. We didn't hit it, so I'm gonna continue with the 9 flips. And we're gonna try to work this up to 20 progressions, or like 20 coin flips. If we get to 20 coin flips, it's a million X, which on 1 penny would be 10 G's, 10 grand. So that's the goal. But we're gonna just try to work through every level of this. I'm treating this like a little like mini game in the big game, right? It's like just a little fun mini game side thing, not really losing a ton of money. But let me just get this set up because this is gonna probably take a little bit. We're gonna start off with trying to find a good random. I like that. That's a little bit different. I like that. Okay. We're gonna go on auto bet. We're gonna do, let's see here, number of bets. We're gonna do stop on profit of 1 cent. So if it does hit, it'll stop, and then stop loss. We're gonna do $1 just to see. It's like 1 day playthrough. So we will start this, and I'm gonna turn on instant bet is on. Animations. Okay, this will be running pretty quick. So yeah, like I said, I did a poll. I talked to you guys in the Discord. I talked to people in the YouTube comments on the last video, and the idea was like, should I actually play every single day and go for the 1% profit goal? I talked about this very in depth, but it's really risky to risk the bankroll and go for the 1% profit goal every single day when we're so ahead of the tracker, like where we should be in this challenge. We're way ahead of where we should be. We're moving really quick. So statistically, mathematically, it does not make sense to risk the bankroll with like the playthrough I just did in blackjack. Doing that every single day, risking that much of the bankroll, $60 a day, can be very devastating if we go on a crazy loss streak. So that's why I'm doing $1 a day bets. If I lose $1, that's like nothing at this rate. It's a very small portion of the bankroll, but we have the chance of hitting a crazy multiplier doing this like little mini game thing. So that's why I'm kind of just doing this to progress the bankroll. But there was a lot of mixed feedback in the comment section. There was a ton of people that like seemed like they enjoyed me going for the 1% profit every single day. A lot of people were also on the other side that said like, hey, you know, your goal is $1 million. Be strategic, be smart. We want to see you get that $1 million. Just skip ahead. So that's why I'm doing this. It's kind of like a mediator, just a little bit in between. I figured if I go for the 1% profit goal in the beginning of the episode, each time going forward until we're caught up, it'll be a little bit fun. Okay, so we didn't hit that on that day. I'm gonna run this back again. But yeah, it'd be a little bit like more fun going for something crazy like this. It adds some content instead of me just skipping ahead. So that's my negotiation, I guess. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of like mixed feedback. Everyone kind of wants to see different things. So I'm just trying to weigh the challenge with the community, what you guys want to see too. So I don't know. I like this idea. It's a, you know, I usually don't go for crazy multipliers. That's not my type of content. Like many other people usually have like a lot more, I would say, exhilarating, exciting, energetic content, where mine's more just like, we're sticking to the numbers. We're trying to be disciplined. We're trying to not use emotion too much. We're trying to stay locked in, treat this like, I try to look at this as like an investment strategy almost. I know it's definitely not investment like related, it's gambling. It's a losing game in the long run, but I try to treat it as in the sense that we should have a stop loss, we should protect our balance. What can we do to grow steadily over time? Just trying to use like some data, trying to use some math behind it, which again, technically the math says you're gonna lose over time. That's why we have the sports betting. We have the investment account. We try to cash out profits when I can. We try to get sign-up bonuses, anything that can like create a positive expected value over time, which that's not gonna last forever. So we're always trying to adapt to what we can do and keep things progressing in the right direction. but that's the second day down. So we're gonna run this a third time. I feel like this shouldn't be that crazy to hit. I mean, it's a 0.2% win chance, very slim, but we hit the 250x on the last episode, and that was a 0.4x, or sorry, a 0.4% chance. So this is like half that. I don't know. I'm not gonna change the seed either. I'm gonna let the seed just run. And I've been seeing a lot of one-offs, so we're gonna see if we can hit this. I'll probably speed up the video a little bit. It's probably gonna be pretty slow if I just sit here and watch this go. But I'm hoping this hits and we can move on to 10 flips, which would be 1000x. So I want to work this the whole way through. I want to get to the point where we're at least trying for the millionx. If we can make it that far, it'd be awesome. I don't even know if we'll make it that far, but I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. I'll pop back in when either this runs dry, the rest of the $3, or if we can hit something, I'll pop back in as well. So we'll be right back. All right, I just ran this for 587 bets and we finally hit it. We hit the 500x. That's crazy. I think it took a little bit longer than expected, but either way, we're still down like $1 almost, but we still hit the 500x. So we're up like $5 on the day for that day of that dollar. What I'm gonna do is I think just for like 14 bets maybe. So we'll lock in a little bit of profit, even though we're still down overall on the 6 days. I think just for the other 14 cents here, I'm gonna just try to go for the 10 flips just to see what can happen. Let me randomize that a couple times. We'll go with that. A lot of tails in there, but I'll stick with that. We're gonna go for 14 bets on 1 cent. And if we hit this, the last one was $5. This one is 1 penny for an 1000x. It'd be $10 if we hit this. So like, it doesn't sound that crazy, but risking a penny to win $10 is pretty wild. Now the chances of this happening are 0.09%. So really like 0.1%. Statistically, very minimal. All right, let's go for 14 bets. See if we can just rip this. If we could hit this in 14 bets, that would be insane. I doubt it's gonna happen, but we might as well just try, because we're gonna keep trying this for a couple more episodes. We'll go for one more bet just to do it. Okay, so we did that. We tried it. We got, at least we hit the 500x. Pretty wild. So I'm gonna log that in the sheet, and then we'll wrap up what happened through the bankroll this episode. Okay, so before we actually hop into the sheet, I want to go over the bonuses and what I did in the bankroll since the last episode. So a lot of things happened since the last episode. I got about 6 minutes of footage to go through, so it's a little bit longer, but it's a lot. So first thing is I moved money over to Bitcoin. So the accounts were building up, like the FanDuel, DraftKings, Fanatics, all like the outside casino apps that I use, they were starting to build up, and there's a lot of cash in there, and I don't like to have that cash just sitting there. So I moved about $400 into Bitcoin. So you can see on the screen right now, this is from FanDuel. I withdrew $247 from FanDuel since that account was building up. So that's the withdrawal proof right there for FanDuel. And then in this other casino app, I withdrew $26. And then in this app, I withdrew $16. And then in DraftKings, I withdrew $93. And then another app, I withdrew $18. And this is the Bitcoin purchase of $400. So all those numbers add up to $400, and I moved that right into the Bitcoin account. And at the time when I bought this, again, this is way back in August, so it's a little bit different, and the price is probably a lot different than it is today of recording this. But at the time I bought it, it was $116,000. That was the price of Bitcoin. I bought $400 worth. So there's the proof right there. So that's a little bit of an update. We moved money over to Bitcoin. The next thing is on the website I signed up on the last episode, Bet Online. This website, I wanted to try this out. I actually didn't like film live, but I did record what I did. So I'm gonna like voice over it right now. They have very similar games to the website we use. Can't mention the name, but they have these like very similar games you can see on screen right now. And I figured I'd give a couple of them a try just to see how they operate. So let me play this as it's going. I just kind of bounced around to some different games, tried some different things, and just kind of want to test it out. So I did Keno. And if you're familiar with the website I use, you know that the multipliers for this setup on Keno, I think it pays out like an 81x. And on here, I think it was like a 78 or something. So it's a little bit less of a payout, which means there's a higher house edge on this website. Because I was thinking maybe I could use this website as like a different avenue to play and like have like different, you know, play on one website, play on a different website. You get rake back on this website too, so it's kind of similar. It's kind of like the same idea, but the house edge is a lot higher on these games. That's what I was trying to test out and just see how they played out, see if they paid out like well, if I could profit. And luckily I did make some good money. So I don't know what I actually started at. I think I started around like $80, I want to say. And on this Keno playthrough, I'm just doing classic risk. I'm not doing high risk. But I just want to give it a shot and just try to like wager some money, because they have like wager bonuses as well, very similar to the website I use typically. So when you wager a certain amount of money, you level up in their like VIP system, and you can get a cash reward for leveling up. But you have to wager a lot of money. So I was like trying to think if it's worth it to wager and try to get up like those levels and everything, but I don't really think it is, with the house edge being a lot higher than the website I usually use. But yeah, either way, I ran some games on here. I just wanted to like show in the background because it did jump up the balance a good bit. So I just wanted proof that I was actually like playing, and I try to show as much as I can on camera. I don't like to keep things off camera. If I would have played and made some money, I feel like there'd have been like questions and everything. So I get this as like pre-recorded gameplay, but I figured I'd still show it. I think at the end of this playthrough though, I do make some decent profit, if I remember correctly. Like I said, I think we started like $80, and I can't remember if I played Keno the whole way through or not. But while that's going, I do want to talk about another thing too. So on the website I usually use, since we're doing the dollar risk a day now, and I'm doing like 1 day of playthrough on the 1% profit goal. Yeah, there was a really big hit right there. That's what I was talking about. That was a big hit. So we're up to like 127, and I think I played some other games too. So yeah, I go over to diamonds and just try some bets on there too. But either way, since we're playing a lot less on the website currently, I'm doing a $1 day risk and 1 day of playthrough in the 1% profit pool. That means that our weekly and monthly bonuses are probably going to be much smaller going forward for the next like month or so. So that's something to keep in mind. Just in case, you know, you've been watching me for a long time, you will see that like my monthlies and weeklies keep going up because I keep wagering more. Since the balance keeps going up and the daily stop loss keeps going up, I keep wagering more money to get that 1% profit pool, because that keeps increasing over time. But since we're doing a $1 bet now, I can't think. Yeah, the weeklies will be a lot smaller since I'm not wagering as much money. So I think we see that coming up here. There's some weekly and monthly bonuses, or maybe just weekly bonuses, but they're a lot smaller than usual, and that's because we're wagering a lot less. So yeah, it's $2.02. Pretty small, but it's still nice money to add to the bankroll. I took the rake back too, which is only 40 cents. But yeah, those will be a little bit smaller going forward. On this casino app, I had some crowns that you can redeem. It's basically just a casino credits that you can redeem for cash. I got $3.30 of casino credits. So I take that to roulette, and I just throw them all down on a 5 like double column setup, so it's an 80% coverage. And I think I threw like the extra 30 cents or so on black. But yeah, that hits. So we got $3.30 from that. Then on this app, I get $1 just for logging in, which is pretty cool. That doesn't happen all the time. They have a thing where you wager $1 every day and you get like a mystery box with a bonus. So I got a mystery crate here, and it was 2 free spins on one of their slots. So we run those 2 free spins, and it pays out 34 cents. But I also got that money on the game itself, so it paid out over $2 total. On Fanatics, I got 5 free spins on their daily spinning wheel. So I got 5 free spins on Huff and More Puff, and they are 20-cent spins. So I play those 5 spins, and I think I get into a bonus here, or at least get a good payout because it's in the video. Again, I'm showing anything over $2. Anything that gets added to the bankroll is over $2 from these bonuses. I'm still showing on camera. Yeah, there's the nice win, $5.40. Not too bad, not too bad. Definitely take the free money there, 0 risk getting that. Then we have $25 casino credits. If I bet $50 on any casino game, I'll receive $25 in credits. Thought that was a pretty good ratio. Usually I don't do wager offers like that because it's kind of risky. I could lose $50. But I figured I get 50% back, so it's not too bad. I threw down $50 on the Rocket game at a 1.01x. I think it's a pretty safe strategy. Luckily it cashed out. So then we got $25 in casino credits, and I wager that, and the same thing, 1.01x, and it cashes out. Okay, so looking at our bankroll to wrap up the video. On day 215, we started at $324 in the Bitcoin balance, then I moved that $400 over, so we were up to $700 after moving that money over. So a lot more money in Bitcoin now. We have $700. You can see that these are all the balances, and then on the next day here, there's a lot of changes. Those are all the withdrawals I showed on camera just a few moments ago. So we withdrew like $26, 16, 15 there. Or that went up. I don't know. Quick math. There's a 247 I took out, $93. So you can see those all decreased, and then Bitcoin went up. And then in terms of like the balance is increasing, since we did 6 days, a lot happened in a week, obviously. So the Bitcoin went up about $40 through the time frame of this episode. Our savings account is pretty stagnant, doesn't really move since it's in USDC. Gets very small interest on that. Our Bet Online account, I showed the gameplay of that where I played Keno and Diamonds, and it went up from $86 to $131, and I just pretty much stayed flat through all that. In this casino app, I withdrew some money for Bitcoin, and then we got some bonuses, about $1 a day on average, roughly. So that's pretty good. That's the one that I have to risk $1 a day, wager it, and then I get some sort of crate. So I usually gain about $1 a day on there. And then on DraftKings, I took out $93 for Bitcoin, and then we went up about $47 just for sports betting and other bonuses. I got that $25 casino bonus during that time frame too. And then on FanDuel, we started off at $347. I took out $247 for the Bitcoin, and then we went up about $13 in casino bonuses and sports betting in the time frame of the video. And this is the website balance that we just played today. And then in Fanatics, we withdrew $16 for Bitcoin, and then we went up about $7 from that free spin bonus I showed, and a little bit of sports betting. And then this other app, I withdrew that money for Bitcoin, and then there's no changes the rest of the video on that. So to wrap up things on the video, in total, we went up $160 between gambling and all of the outside casino apps that I just kind of talked about and showed. So $160 total on the episodes. That's crazy. That is wild. We started off at $1,512, and we went up to $1,672. On the website itself, from gameplay that I went through today, we did our 1% profit pool, got our $15.12. We went for that nine sequence flip, coin flip. We hit one of them at 1 penny for 500x, which was bananas. That was wild. So that was the $4 profit there in the last day. But overall gambling today, we went up $14.12, just risking $1 a day and getting that first day of profit and getting that nice payout. So video was pretty good. We went up 160 bucks total. Very good day. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys are enjoying the very high risk multipliers that we're going for on 1 penny. And that'll be it for this one. So hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you're not subscribed, join the Discord, the link's in the description. Leave your thoughts, comments below. I always like to hear what you guys think. I always try to reply to everybody. And as always, I don't recommend you gamble. This is purely for fun and entertainment. I'm just documenting my attempt at getting $1 million, starting off with $1. So I don't suggest you try this. It's purely for fun. But yeah, save your money, invest it, be smart with it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, peace.